is like to have the a profile picture there, a professional profile picture. And then also you want to have a profile with the headline for your profile and a summary. Essentially, this is almost just like a resume, like doing a resume over again. And one of the things is, you can like create a resume from this your profile. There's a link. Well, you can take the PDF and it just copies it into a resume format, and it's awesome. I think it's a really great feature. So also your education, your certifications, volunteer experience, if there is any. You also want one important thing is like once you do all of these things, you want to ensure that your profile is set as open for opportunities, so that recruiters can find you. And you want to add connections. And as you can see there, all of these things, are some best practices for you while you're building out the profile. To get to all-star status, is pretty much just having most or just about all of the profile complete. And once your way of getting there, just like, fill out the profile, answer questions, fill out all of the okay or questions, answer all of the questions in there, and kind of like plan it, like think about who you should be connecting with. And some questions like I ask all the time, like how many connections should I have? I would say there's no number on that. As many as you can, obviously, right? But I mean, there's no number. Like I would say, like start here, generation, if you do not have a lot of connections, with staff, with your peers, and then grow it from there. Because as time goes on, the number will grow. People will be connecting with you. You will be connecting with others, and exponentially, it'll just kind of like explode. And I just can't help but think about a personal experience, like with LinkedIn. When I built my profile, I built it all the way out to, get it to all-star status. I wanted it to be 100% complete because I really wanted this to work for me. But I wasn't connecting with a lot of individuals or a lot of people. So over time, that number, just like the people I work with, the people I went to school with, even some family members, I just started my network to start growing just by, making sure that, I, connected with people, and not decline connections. Connections are really good for your profile. All right, 500 plus. Yes. Anybody here 500 plus yet? I'm pretty sure we got a few. Like, yeah. So that's just a number. Okay. I think the most important thing is that you have the most effective profile possible. Like, that is like looks like an accomplishment in some sorts, but 500 plus is a lot of people, and that's a large network. So I guess at the end of the day, that's the goal, right? Is to have a large network. You want your network to work for you, and so the way one way that you can do that is by growing it and having a lot of professionals within your network. All right. So how do you do it, and who should you connect with? All right. So let's talk about who and then how. All right. So here are a few scenarios. Okay, and some of you may be familiar with this. Some may these scenarios may resonate with you. But scenario one, like these are people well, friends, current and past colleagues and family, as I mentioned, aforementioned. And this is kind of like where you kind of like a starting point, right? Like, like, how do I build a network? But that's the starting point, friends, current and past colleagues and family. Here's another scenario. Scenario two. Um, Clearly discusses classmates and staff. We here, I accept probably every day invitations from learners, right? From people, individuals that I work with every day here, generation, and people at the company, or if you're working, at that current company, you can connect with those guys. You may not know them well, but you've met, those are people you can connect with, and of course from previous jobs. Scenario three, you know, goes into more about detail about, like, following influencers and people that you can follow to help grow your network, right? You're not just following people just to stay abreast. I mean, you're really trying to grow your network, and joining and following, influencers can help grow your network. Um, Secondary connections and suggested connections, right? So what, you always want to be cautious, because LinkedIn doesn't really like if you try to connect to a bunch of people. I don't know. I know in the past, early on, like, I think you could connect with just about anyone you wanted to. You could send them a connection, but now you can't, right? You have to explain how you know this person. If you work with them, or if you went to school with them. So you essentially have to prove that you know this person. So, like, I don't know this last part of that scenario three, because like LinkedIn is making sure that that when somebody's reaching out to connect with you, that they know you in some way, and they're not at least a complete stranger. That's phishing. All right. I mean, when it comes to safety, right? So if this should look a little familiar if you have ever been on this platform. And so on the network tab, you'll see suggestions based on your work history,